Hi kids. Okay, so get ready to buckle yourselves in because lesson 9 is word problems. And it may take more than 10 minutes for me to get through all these, so let's get started. And no, we're not going to write down the objective. The objective is at the bottom of the page, and it is to fluently multiply multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm to solve multi-step word problems. We're going to have a bunch of steps. That's what they're saying. These problems are not simple. They're complicated, multiple step problems. So read carefully and identify any important information that you see and try to set it up with an expression before you solve, although that is not my first step. Honestly, I'm super bad about that. But let's just jump in and see if we can get started. An office space in New York City measures 48 feet by 56 feet. Okay, office space, pretty important. If it sells for $565 per square foot, what is the total cost of the office space? So when you find area, you have to use length times width. So the first thing we're going to do is 48 by 56. Okay? And once we find that total, we have to multiply that by $565 for 1 square foot so we can figure out how many all the square feet are. So we set it up with our 48 times 56. And 6 times 8 is 48. I should probably go faster. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 4 is 28. And then we were talking today about the ghost 0 that's going to hold this place. You don't have to put it. Some people don't like to do it. 5 times 8 is 40. I'm going to use that 4. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 4 is 24. And then add. And we have 2688 or 2,688 feet that are squared like that. And so we're going to take this amount and multiply it by 565. So let's give ourselves some room and set it up and multiply. And 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 4 is 44. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4 is 34. And 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. Now, this is just like lesson 8 where we have 4 digits by 3 digits. So we're going to have partial products all the way down, and then we're going to have a line, and then we're going to have our total down here. So prepare yourselves. Done with this one, move to the tens place. Have this ghost 0 kind of hold that place. 6 times 8 is 48. 8 goes down, 4 goes up. 6 times 8 is 48 plus 4, 52. 52. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 5, 41. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. So your second partial product, 1, 6, 1, 2, 8, 0. Got to have the 0 there. Next one, third partial product. Now we're on the 5 here in the hundreds place. Hundreds, 500. Have 2 ghost zeros here for the third digit over, so I can start in the hundreds place. 5 times 8 is 40. 4 is already up there, so we'll put the 0 down and the 4 up. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 4 is 44. 4. And if it gets too messy like mine, you can just erase it and start over. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4 is 34. Carry the 3. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. And so your third partial product, 1, 3, 4, 4, 0, 0, 0. So if we had commas in here, it'd be 1,344,000, and that's just for one of the partial products. So we're going to have a really big answer. Add 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. We were talking about this today. Where do you put that carried over number? Put it somewhere where you're not going to forget it. 4, 6, 7. 7, 8. 10 and 1. So, sorry. 10 plus 1 is 11, and so then I put the 1 down and 1 up. This is the 1 from the tens place. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5, and we still have a 1 over here. So this is our final answer. Now, what is that? Well, what is the total cost of the office space? It's this many square feet times this much money. So this is going to be the total cost of the office space. And label it. Okay? And that needs to be labeled, and then you're done. Let's move on. We have Gemma and Leah are both jewelry makers. Gemma made 106 beaded necklaces. Leah made 39 more necklaces than Gemma. Each necklace they made has exactly 104 beads on it. How many beads did both girls use altogether while making their necklaces? So I love using tape diagrams so that you guys can kind of see. So we are given information right away. Gemma made 106, but Leah made 39 more. So I always like to say, well, if this is Gemma, then Leah is everything that Gemma was and more. Okay, so we need this total. We don't have that number yet. Look at what we are given, and then we'll get to this in a bit. But right now, we still need to just know how many how many necklaces that Leah made. So the first step is to add your 106 and 39. Okay, so that you can have your answer down here for how many necklaces Leah made. So 9 plus 6, 15, carry the 1, and so we have 145 necklaces. So the next step is to figure out how many beads did both girls use all together while making their necklaces. So I want to put both these necklaces together. So now that I know how many necklaces Leah made, we have to take the 106 from Gemma and the 145 from Leah and put them together. So add them, because we want to know the total number of necklaces. 6 plus 5 is 11. And we end up with 251 necklaces in all. Now what? Well, each necklace had 104 beads on it. How many beads did both girls use all together? So now we want to know the total beads in all. So I have 251 necklaces, and I have 104 beads. So there are a couple ways you can do this, and I have two samples that we can do. The first one is some kids will say, well, let's take the 104 and multiply it by 251. And I'll show you what happens here. So notice that we had a 0 we were talking about. Where can you put it? It's more worthwhile to put it on the bottom because you only have two partial products. Well, some kids won't. So here's what happens. 1 times 4. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. So this is the 1 times 104, which is appropriate. Have your ghost 0. 5 times 4 is 20. And you guys were saying, oh, sometimes it's easier to have a 0 because it makes the work easy. 0 goes down, 2 goes up, but it falls right down. 5 times 1 is 5. Ghost 0 for the 1s, ghost 0 for the 10s. Now we're over here. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. So I will get an answer here. 4, 0, 10, 11, 6, and 2. So this is all lovely. Well, what happens if I switch the order? Now, this is just extra work, and you guys don't have to do it. You only need to do it one way. I just want to show you. 251 times 104. I'm going to smash it in here. Look, Mrs. Setness, you don't have very much room. That's okay. I'm only going to need 2 partial products and my final product. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. That's a different partial product than I had here. It's because I'm doing 104 times 1 here, and I'm doing 251 times 4 here. Different partial products. Now, because I'm done with the 1's place, and I have a 0 in the 10's place, I'm just going to ghost those out and go straight over to the 100's place. And now I have 100 times 251. 1 times 1 is 100. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 2, 2. Nothing carried over. So now I have a super easy addition problem here. 4, 0, 1, 6, 2. And I end up with the same answer. Okay, and this is how many beads in all. But there are just a couple different ways you can go about it. And so you can see beads in all. you can see the difference. So this is when the zero's on top. You'll have 3 partial products because 1, 2, 3 digits are on the bottom. If you put the number with the 0 on the bottom, so put that as your second factor, then you'll only have 2 rows of partial products, and it actually was a little bit easier. But I mean, whatever, easy is an opinion. So, and it doesn't matter, you get the same answer both ways. I guess it's just fewer opportunities for mistakes if you do it this way. Or you might actually make a mistake if you don't line up your numbers correctly. So let's move on. So you take your 26,104 beads in all. Hi, Pa. And then we're going to talk about selling them. So at a recent craft fair, Gemma sold each of her necklaces, Gemma with the 106, for $14. Leah sold each of her necklaces for $10 more. Well, just do that right away. If you have your 14 plus 10 to find out how much Leah sells for, you get your $24 right there, and that's for Leah. And Gemma sold hers for $14. So sometimes, I mean, this is like market economics. Who's going to pay for more if it's got the same number of beads on it, but it depends on where you're shopping. So for Gemma, we take the number of necklaces that she made, the 106, label everything, and multiply it by the $14 that she sold her necklaces for. So 6 times 4 is 24. 4 goes down, 2 goes up. Look, it's a 0. It's going to fall right down. 4 times 1 is 4. Ghost 0. Done with that. Move over. We're in the tens place. 1 times 6, 6. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 1, 1. And then add a 4, 1. And so we end up with Gemma making $1,484 in all for G. Hey G, what up? Okay. Then we have Leah. We still haven't figured out Leah yet. So we have Leah's necklaces selling for $24, and she has more. So I mean, I can look at this and say she has more necklaces and she's selling them for more money. I already know who's going to make more money. Leah's going to make more money. But let's figure out how much more. So take all your necklaces and multiply by her cost per necklace and do your multiplication. 5 times 4 or 4 times 5, 20, 16, 18. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Make it neater. Ghost 0 for the ones. We're done there. Move over to the tens place. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. And there was nothing carried over. That was from before. And if you don't want it there, you can erase it yourself. 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 9 plus 5 is 14. And 3. So the 3,480 is what Leah made. And now I have both amounts, but it says how much more. So this is a comparison. And when you compare, you have to subtract. Okay, that's a comparison. They're not saying, compare the two amounts. Oh, well, one's bigger and one's smaller. People do that all the time. Nope, actually subtract it. Bigger number on top, smaller number on the bottom. Okay, whole new arrangement here. Get out of multiplication mode. I need to subtract this from this. I have nothing here. That means I need to go next door. Don't be disappointed that we have to change this and make it a 7. Take 1 and give 10. Okay, we're just going to go through the motions. Take 1 from here, give 10. Now I have 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Move on. I have 7 and I have to take away 8. Do not flip that around. I have to take away 8. That's what I'm taking away. Go next door, take 1, give 10. Look, now I have enough. 17 minus 8 is 9. Look, I have to do it again. That's okay, super fun. Go next door, take 1, give 10. 13 minus 4, and then 2 minus 1. And so the difference is that Leah made $1,996 more at the fair. Okay, and if I'm going too fast, take a minute, pause the video, and write everything down. Write everything down. Ooh, and my iPad's gonna die. Oh, don't let it die. That would be so sad. Plug in. Whew. Well, let's hope that kept recording. Okay, so anyway, ooh, could you not see any of that? The fun of recording videos. Okay, just in case you couldn't see any of that, this is me, like total rookie recorder. This is what I just did, and hopefully you guys were listening and following along. But just to kind of show you, I get so carried away and I'm like super into the lesson. This is what we just did. Gave the amounts there, then multiplied for Gemma, then this is for Leah, and then we compared and did the subtraction, and Leah made more. So pause the video if you need a little extra time on that one. So sorry. It just goes along with our tumultuous technical Tuesday difficulties. All right, now we're on to Ping, number 3. Ping bought 26 treadmills for her new fitness center at $1,334 each. Then she bought 19 stationary bikes for $749 each. How much did she spend on her new equipment? Write an expression and then solve. So I could see we're going 16 minutes, so I'm going to kind of jump ahead and I'll write the expression and then I'll show you guys the answers and I'll talk through just to help us go faster. All right, first thing, we need to figure out the cost of the treadmills. Okay, now the treadmills is going to be 26 of them at $1,334 each. We have to do this. Then she bought some more stuff plus 19 stationary bikes for $749. Okay, so you set it up. Then how much did she spend on her new equipment? Write an expression and solve. Bam, solved. So take your larger number, of course. Focus. So fun. 1,334 times 26. And again, ones place. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 18 plus 2 is 20. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 2 is 20. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. Ghost. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. Add them up. 4, 8, 6, 14. Carry the 1. Tiny little tick mark there. 2 plus 1 is 3. That is for the treadmills. Tread. 749 times 19. 9 times 9 is 81. 1 down, 8 up. 36 plus 8. 44. Brain fart. And then 9 times, and carry the 4. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 4 is 67. Sometimes just saying all these numbers is like blah, blah, tongue twister. Ghost, 0. 1 times 9, 9. 1 times 4, 4. 1 times 7, 7. Add 13, carry the 1. There's a little tiny tick mark there. You can't even see it. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. I put it over here. 13 plus 1 is 14. That is for the stationary bikes. SB. And then you add the treadmills and the stationary bikes, and you get your total spent. And there it is, $48,915. And that's why you need small business loans to make businesses work, because it's expensive. All right, next one. A Hudson Valley farmer has 26 employees. He pays each employee $410 per week. After paying his workers for 1 week, the farmer has some money left. Yay. How much money did he have at first? So let's find out how much he has to pay everybody. He has to pay this much to this many people. Okay. And then we're going to, after we figure out how much it costs him, and this is going to give us a total, we have to put the 162 back on to figure out what he had in the beginning. So that's our expression to start. Then, bam, work. 410 times 26. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Ghost, 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Add those up. $10,660 paid in a week. Take that and add your 162 that we said, hey, this is left in his account. Put it back. It was at the beginning. Or it's at the end, so we want to find out what is at first. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. 10,822 at the beginning is what he had. At the end. It's really what I'm supposed to have there. Okay, so moving right along. Then we have, oh, this is a fun one. And when I say fun, I mean like, ooh. Francis is sewing a border around 2 rectangular tablecloths. Just draw it. Just get it over with. 2 rectangular tablecloths. Read, draw, write. RDW. Made 2. Each measures 9 feet by 6 feet. 9 feet by 6 feet. Just write it. Each one, same. Here's where it starts to get crazy. If it takes her 3 minutes to sew on 1 inch of border, how many minutes will it take her to complete her sewing project? Now, when I was a 5th grader, I would have just said, okay, next problem, and I would have moved on and said, I'm just going to get that wrong. No, don't do it. We can do this together. So you have to do a lot of steps. First, I can't use feet and inches in the same problem. I have to use 1 unit of measure. And since we have to figure out the 3 minutes per inch, we're going to change these right away to inches. Now, how many inches are in a foot? There are 12. So 12 inches equals 1 foot. So what I want to do is I want to convert the 6 feet and the 9 feet into inches. And I personally like to do that right away. So for my expression, I'm going to take my 12 times 9 and 12 times 6 so that I could figure out this. But again, I'm going to need the whole perimeter of it because border goes all around the outside. Okay, so when I find that, I'm going to multiply all that by 2. And then, because we have 2 of these, we have to take that whole kit caboodle, that whole thing, and multiply that by 2. And then, when you're finished with that, you have to take the whole amount and multiply it by 3. So that's why, you know, when I was young, I thought, oh my gosh, there's so many steps here. I don't even know where to start, but we're going to start real simply, and I'll show you the work, and it really doesn't, it's not that bad. Okay, so here are the models. Take your 12 times 9 and 12 times 6. And once you get your 108 and 72, then you put those together so that you can figure out the distance around 1. Now that's 360 inches around. But there isn't just 1. There are 2. So next step, that was that times 2. Take that, 360 times 2. 720 around both. And like I said, label everything so you know what you're doing. Honestly, if you don't label stuff, you'll be like, 72 what? 72 bananas? 72 tablecloths? What am I even talking about? So carefully label. 720 inches around both rectangular tablecloths. Then you take that and you do that times the 3 minutes per inch so that you can figure out the total amount of time it will take to complete the project. 720 times 3. And so these are all actually pretty easy problems. It's just knowing what to do and mostly in what order, although you could do it in like a bunch of different ways because it's all the, once you get these figured out, remember, commutative property, you could mix up the order and it would still be the same. All right, next problem. These are super easy. Number 6, we're almost done. Each grade level at Hooperville schools has 298 students. Okay, wow, how nice and convenient that they're all exactly the same. If there are 13 grade levels, how many students attend Hooperville? That's really easy. 298 times 13. That's your expression. So let's solve that. Easy peasy. 3 times 8. And I wish you guys were here. 24. 3 times 9, 27 plus 2. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2. And for the second partial product, we have a ghost. Then 1 times 8, 8. 1 times 9, 9. 1 times 2, 2. Look, 298, 298. Ha ha. Cool. 4 plus ghost, 9 plus 8, 17. Put that one right there. 9 plus 1 is 10 plus 8, 18. Easy. 3,874 what? Bananas? No, students. There you go. Now, B. A nearby district, Willington, is much larger. They have 12 times as many students. How many students attend Willington? So take your 3,874, and they have 12 times as many. Easy peasy. 2 times 4. 8. 2 times 7, 14. Carry the 1. 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Yes, I know I'm fast. Ghost. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 3 is 3. And we get the 3874 times 1 and 0, 10. There it is. Yes. 8 plus 0, 8. 4 and 4 is 8. 7 and 7 is 14. 9 and 7 is 16. And 3 and 1 is 4. So guess what? Willington has 46,488 students, and we are done. Pretty amazing. So I'm going to ask you guys to solve these on your own first and see what you can do, and I hope it goes well. I know these are tough, but don't be afraid. You've got this. Bye.